Was also used on a broader level in the early 1700s. A West Indies plantation owner was invited by the Virginia state government to address local aristocrats on how to deal with the problems with their slaves. Now, the alleged speaker, Willie Lynch, distributed ownership kits to those in attendance with explicit instructions for their eyes only, detailing how to create separation and dependency among the slave population. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you right now the speech from Willie Lynch, 1712. Gentlemen, I greet you here on the bank of the James River in the year of our Lord, 1712. First, I shall thank you, gentlemen of the colony of Virginia, for bringing me here. I have come to help you solve some of your problems with slaves. Your invitation reached me on my modest plantation in the West Indies, where I have experimented with some of the newest and still oldest techniques for controlling slaves. Ancient Rome would envy us, and you, if my program is implemented. As our boat sailed south on the James River, named after our illustrious king, whose version of the Bible we cherish, I saw enough to know that your problem is not unique. I caught a whiff of a dead slave hanging from a tree a couple of miles back. Come on, gentlemen, you're not only losing valuable stock by hangings, you're having uprisings, your slaves are running away, your crops are left in the fields too long for maximum profit, you suffer occasional fires, and your animals are killed. And you know what your problems are. I didn't come to exacerbate your problems. I came to introduce you to a proven method for solving them. Now, in my attaché case here, I have a proven method for controlling your black slaves. If installed correctly, it will control the slaves well for at least 300 years. My plan is simple. Any number of your family seers and overseers can use it. Any number of your family members or overseers can use it. Any number of your family members or overseers can use it. Now, this is just for your immediate family members and overseers only. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves, and I take those differences and I make them much, much bigger. Now, there are 3 parameters, gentlemen. I use fear, envy, and distrust for control purposes. These methods have worked on my modest plantation in the West Indies, and they will work throughout the South. Take this simple list of differences, and I want you to think about them. Now, at the top of my list is age, but it is there only because it starts with the letter A. The second is color, shade, size, sex, the size of your plantation, their status on your plantation, the attitudes of you owners, whether those slaves live on a hill, in a valley, north, south, east, west, tall, short, have fine or coarse hair. Now that you have an outline of the differences, I shall give you a plan of action. But before that, I shall assure you that distrust is stronger than trust. And envy right now is stronger than adulation, respect, or admiration. Now that black slave, after receiving this indoctrination, shall become self-refueling and self-generating for hundreds of years, maybe thousands. Don't you forget, you must pitch the old black male versus the young black male, and that young black male versus the old black male. You must use the light-skinned slaves versus the dark-skinned slaves, and the dark-skinned slaves versus the light-skinned slaves. You must pitch the woman against the man, and the male versus the female. You must also have your white slaves. Servants and overseers distrust all blacks. But it is necessary that all those slaves trust and depend upon us. They must love, respect, and trust only us. Well, gentlemen, these are your kids to control. Use them. Have your wives and children use them, and don't you ever miss an opportunity. My plan is guaranteed, and the best thing about it, if used intensively for 1 year, those slaves themselves will remain perpetually distrustful. Thank you, gentlemen.